Record. Yeah, it's a little cold today. Ooh. It starts snowing and such, and raining and wherever it's going to do. Anyway, I guess it'll snow. Yeah, it's snowing now. Anyway, Efil's video. Doom. Yeah, this is the cruddiest of the subjects, obviously. Doom. Doomed. You're doomed. The thing is doomed. The experiment is doomed to eventual failure. You argue this so many different ways. I mean, just looking at the context of our existence, we've been here a tiny amount of time. You know, a grain of sand on a beach of time is how much time these elegant humans have been playing their dress-up game. We're smart, we're contemplating things, and we're talking words, and we're stepping in dog do. Aren't we cool? Yeah, so we've only been doing that like 20,000, 30,000, at the most, 50,000, 100,000 years. Tiny amount of time in the whole schema of this life on Earth thing. And even in comparison to the sentient life on Earth, you're talking hundreds of millions of years versus our 20,000, 10,000 really, realistically, where we're having some sort of civilized conversation at best. And so we haven't earned our any kind of status as survivors yet, as a model, as a design. Nature's wiping out species every day. Humanity is killing some, helping the process. Little failed designs that have been around maybe 100 million years, and they fail now. Yeah, that's the way it works. So we have an expiration date. It's one of those things you have to say again. We have an expiration date. And it's not like a really big number. Okay? It's not. It's going to be sooner than you think. It's going to be sooner than you think. See, it's really annoying to have to do that. But, this stuff is... people keep trying to bend the way out of these realities. You can't even use metaphors without people getting that it's a metaphor, and you can't change the metaphor. I don't want to get into that. Should just do a comment video. Well, I'll do it real quick. I made the thing about nuclear power plants as a comparison to the risk equation. And some guy posts some idiotic comment like, well, we could monitor nuclear power plants, and we could pay people for the risk. Well, you're breaking the metaphor then. Because guess what? You can't pay a 6-year-old for their cancer. You can't pay a guy for his ALS. You can't pay for a 17-year-old girl killed in a car accident, fiery, burned to death thing. You can't do it. There's no insurance you can buy against that. There's nothing. It's just an imposing of the penalty, and there is no pleading for justice or pleading for sympathy or redesigning or fixing or no. It's just not going to happen. So stick with the metaphor. The metaphor is as it is. There's risk, and you can't control the assignment of the risk. You can't compensate for the risk, and you have little or no ability to mitigate against the substance of the risk. So anyway, back to the doom. Like we could even get to that point. Like we as a civilization have much hope of even getting to that point where we would do such things as nuclear power or other human advancements in a manner other than some for-profit, make somebody rich, capitalist, exploitationist way. It's not even that we have to accept the burdens of negative circumstances. We make things more negative. We consign the risk even more unjustly. It's like we don't make things more just. we make things more unjust. You know, we have whole industries of fame and merit that have nothing to do with deserve. Deserve has nothing to do with it. Yeah, we apportion ownership of the economy based on deserve, has nothing to do with it. We give out the social You're Wonderful awards based on idiotic good luck. You know, you just happen, you know, to be in the best movie ever made or something. And now all of a sudden everybody thinks you can act. Yeah, wow. That's falling into it, isn't it? But anyway, that's the way we do it. You just fall. You literally just trip on something and land in Mr. Moneybags' lap. Just the right way. So anyway, that'd probably be a good scene in a movie for how this all happens. That a waitress actually does trip, and her face goes right into the guy's crotch, and he's in love. Yeah. You know, and he fortunately dies 3 days after they're married or something. But anyway, yeah, lots of women have gone that road. You know, I don't blame them, but you know, that's the roads that are available on planet wonderful Earth. And you know, that's the joke of it. They'll be saying, "Oh yeah, it's a great system. It's a great system." Yeah. I mean, people who've, you know, lost the lottery 999,000 times in a row, they'll keep saying, "Oh, I love the lottery. Good system, good system." Fucking retards. You know, why don't you calculate how much you pissed away, Einstein's? Yeah, your mansion and a yacht. The true voluntary tax. You know, yeah, go ahead, have my money. Here you go. Yeah, I'll give you some more. Yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, they ought to just do taxes this way. Just do taxes as a lottery. Because then people will voluntarily throw their money away. Shit. And people have hope. So anyway, the whole doom thing is yeah, we are, there's so many. I mean, I'll post a link to the derived energy videos. They're a little heavy-handed, but whatever. The arguments are there, some of them overstated, I would say, but whatever. They're for the taking, the observing. Make sure the camera's still on. I had that problem the other day. I talk for nothing. Do nothing. It's cold. Bit of a breeze. Also, this doesn't help. I don't have to carry anything today, which is nice. No working tools. Oops, hit myself in the face. That was fun. Anyway, yeah. So the doom thing. You know, you got these natural calamities that are just looking at you. Ice ages. You know, you got meteors, asteroids, comets. They have a life cycle, so to speak. They have a timing cycle. They're going to show up, and some of them, with all our technology and all the king's horses and all the king's men, aren't going to be able to blow up the Humpty Dumpty comet, okay? And it's going to bust your asses. And so what's the point of having, you know, if it can crash into Earth with 6 million people on it, or crash into Earth with 6 billion, which is the better idea? Oh, I think it's better to have fewer victims. Yeah, that would be smart. Yeah. And just these numbers anywhere, just so silly. You know, we really need 7 billion people. I can't find 1 or 2 of them that are worth a damn out of the whole mess, which makes the whole thing really ludicrous. You know, it takes 7 billion humans to make somebody that entertains me. You know, that actually makes me say, wow, that guy's smart. 7 billion? Oh, I don't even have one that makes me say that. Well, anyway. I mean, I'm fairly disappointed with the quality of human production. You know, they all look like pretty much dumb, smelly assholes to me. But anyway, whatever. That's a whole nother critique of uselessness. It's a different subject, really. I mean, it's sort of the subject of why do people presume You know, it's like if you go to a movie and you love it, this came up in the comments a little bit, why would you assume somebody else is going to? You know, assume that they have your moronic taste. You know, and that's sort of how it works. I mean, obviously there are movies that are just kick-ass, and most people are going to say, yes, that was a movie. Well done. Yeah, but there's a ton of movies where you hear people glowing about it, and you see the thing, and you say, that was a steaming pile of crap. I wouldn't want to have to watch that for eternity. Ugh. But this whole idea, like I said, that we have to just keep building little Borgers to watch our movies, essentially. Well, if we program them right, they'll like the same barf that we're eating. Yeah, well, that's right, if you program them right. But isn't that the trick? And that gets into this whole Venus Project stuff. You know, the big holdout is, yeah, we can have a resource economy. Well, yeah, we just have to reprogram everyone on Earth not to be a selfish cunt, and to, you know, just totally be uncompetitive. Not likely. I mean, really unrealistic. I mean, but the idea of, you know, we got to change, that's necessary to avoid the doom that the human's going to bring to itself. So we have all these external forces, the natural ones, that have, you know, have us in the target scopes. We're overdue for the extinction event. It's the truth. We're overdue for a, you know, dinosaur-style kick the world's ass event. But on top of that, underlying that, you know, and even the natural, you know, harassments of Ebola and AIDS or whatever, you know, all these little monsters that, you know, incubate in the furnaces of our, well, some of them are not natural furnaces, but some are natural furnaces. I mean, we didn't invent malaria, you know. But anyway, they're out to get us. But it's ours, the things we're doing, are our own filthy habits that are going to finish us off. You know, we're bridging technologies that we may not be able to control. We may actually do what the truther crazy fucks think we already did, which is we might make accidentally an AIDS virus or some other malicious genetic screw up, or nanotechnology, you know, could be used for so many useful human enhancing purposes. But yes, slight modifications and those purposes become insidiously malicious. I mean, insidiously destructive in the hands of the malicious. It's not going to get harder and harder to make a nuclear bomb. It's going to get easier and easier. These are the truths of the future. The technology is going to be accessible. And we don't know what new technologies are out there in terms of discovering little keyholes in atomic structure that could theoretically, you know, lead to, you know, anybody being able to fart at the end of the world. This is the reality. There's not there's little reason to look down the path of our future and say, this is hopeful. No. There's a sentence here. Again, there's a trap. It's a jack-in-the-box of death and doom and fire and horror. And we've been cranking and cranking the wheel, and it's just waiting to pop the fuck out and cause, cause really big problems. And everybody's just going to sit back and laugh at that and say, truther, they've been predicting the end of the world forever. No. They've been predicting it based on God's power, super mighty force power, doing something. All right, now we have reasonable, rational understanding of the dynamics and understand the power is in these forces and in the wheels of these gearworks, and that you can't put these technology genies back in the bottle, and that these genies of technology power do whatever the crazy fuck tells them to. So yeah, even if you love life, even if you think life is the coolest thing on earth, you ought to have enough respect for the future truth of the doomed nature of the game to say, I understand we've got to stop people from making more people, because those people are likely to just be victims. They're likely to be if New York gets hit by a nuke, there's going to be 5 million very sick, dying people. They're going to die slow and miserable. And it's not going to be on my hands, it's going to be on your hands. Okay? I mean, it's not even going to be on the hands of the guy that did it, because we already know it's in the cards. We already know that card is sitting on the pile here, and at any minute we could pick that card. And to deny that truth, to deny the implications of it, merely because you don't want to say anything poopy or negative, it's just outrageous. Just say the truth. It's only the dumbest people on earth excessively breeding. We can have conversation with the dumbest people on earth. That's another thing people bring up. It just annoys the fuck out of me. Like, I have to go to Africa and talk to the dumbasses. I don't think that would work. But the point is, no, you talk to the smartasses who have the power to bargain with the dumbasses. We as a nation can bargain with anybody. We can, if we can't make a fair contract with them, a deal, and say we'll give you this for that, we can just say, do it or we're going to fuck you up. So, if America wants the world civilized tomorrow, the world is civilized tomorrow. That's just the fucking truth. Don't be telling me I need to talk. No, I gotta talk to you assholes. The only way to get it done is to talk to you fucks. You stupid fucks. You're supposed to be the smart people, and you can't figure that out. Such failures. Anyway, until next time. Such and so forth and whatnot. Man, cold.